Hello guys, this is the Emotional Awareness Coach, and I'm Vince, or some people call me Gebo. On my other channel it's called Gebo the Shaman, so people call me Gebo there. But today we're talking about how to lessen the intensity of emotional overwhelm. How to make it more bearable to have your emotions, and to feel your emotions without having that overwhelm and that intense dysregulation, and that intense stress and stuff. So it's important to know that, like I said in my last video, if we're just coming into the awareness that it's important to become aware of our emotions and to feel them in their fullest capacity, if we're just discovering that now, we're going to kind of have a lot to deal with, a lot of emotions to deal with, because when it's like having a lot of pressure in a fire hose. So imagine your emotions are almost like a fire hose. Your emotions are the water in a fire hose. So the more that you ignore your emotions, and the more you let them build up, the more pressure is going to build. And so the more pressure that builds over time, it you either burst out in have an emotional outburst, or you act out destructively, you yell at people, you abuse people. Some people can become physically violent if they don't let their emotions out in a healthy, constructive way. And so, but if you're one of these people who just kind of ignores their emotions and pretends like they don't exist, like I was for many years, that's exactly what I did for many years. But the more pressure you have, the more built up emotions that you haven't dealt with, the more pressure that's going to be there. And so when you say, okay, I need to deal with my emotions, I need to become aware of them, I need to process them, I need to cry, to vent, to let all my stuff out. When you first do that, it's going to be very extremely intense. Trust me, because I know. And it can be overwhelming for people, and some people just don't know how to deal with that, and with their emotions like that, when they're so intense that you just want to do terrible things to yourself or to other people or whatever. I mean, they're so intense that you just want to act out and cover them up again, and bury them again. So this video is dedicated to, this video is, made with the intention to help you deal with those intense emotions and stuff. So, okay, so we're going to talk about some different ways to cope with those emotions, and to kind of lessen the intensity of those emotions. So the first way that I like using is when I'm in that moment of overwhelm and dysregulation and freak out and all that. It's important to come back to the breath. So we want to inhale, fill our lungs up. And then we want to exhale very slowly, very controlled, like we're breathing through a straw. Okay? So we would go okay, it's very, very, you could even go longer with that. It's very controlled, very slow. And so what this does is it triggers the, I forget if it's the sympathetic or parasympathetic, whatever. It triggers a relaxation in your nervous system. So yeah, it triggers a calming of your nervous system. So this is one technique, to just breathe in and breathe out really slowly, really controlled. And even if you're crying, that's okay. You're going to be, your breath is going to be kind of out of control, but it's okay. You can just come back to the breath. You can cry and all that, but just come back to your breath. And just breathe in and out, long and deep, and so that'll help you to kind of regain control. And then another thing that I like doing is doing a basic Qigong exercise. Now this exercise is pretty basic. I'm going to probably, let me see if I can move around to show you guys. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so this next exercise, this next technique to kind of, manage your emotional overwhelm and dysregulation is to do a simple exercise that I call the Standing Waterfall. Now, you can do this seated, or you can do this standing like I am. I'm just doing it standing for now, just to show you guys, because it works better with the camera. So, how this would go is you just breathe in, and breathe out. So it's like you're scooping the energy. It's like you have a lake of water right here at your navel center. And so you're just gonna bring it up, splash your face with it, and then just come down, breathing out. And we have our hands in this position, making a triangle. And so we're just having our hands right there. And so we scoop the water up to our face, and then we allow it to flow down our body. And so with this exercise, you would inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so that kind of again goes with the breath, but it gives you something to do. It gives you something to do with your hands. It gives you something to focus on. It kind of takes away from the intensity of that of the emotions that you're having. So doing this is a great way to kind of rebalance and recenter yourself. It's a great Qigong exercise. So I'm going to pause again and come back to my seated position. Okay, so I kind of gave you So I gave you a breathing technique, I gave you a Qigong exercise, and now I'll talk about some things that you can do to feel better. So I would say the first two, the Qigong and the breathing technique, you can do in the moment at any time that you're feeling overwhelmed or dysregulated. And so you can use those when you're feeling that way. But then these next few are going to be things that will allow you to be more relaxed, at home, or just kind of allow you to be more relaxed when you are exploring your emotions. So let's say you do your morning practice of journaling your emotions, for example. Well, you could do something like have like a nice something soothing for you as you're journaling and stuff. So for example, what I do is I have a scented candle nearby when I really want to relax and meditate on my emotions, my uncomfortable emotions. Then I just light the candle and enjoy the scent of it, and basically the important thing is to find a way to self-soothe yourself, to get into a more relaxed meditative state when you are confronting your difficult emotions. And so doing things like self-care, like lighting a candle, or even taking a bath, a bubble bath and things like that, just find a way to kind of care for yourself and nurture yourself in that way. So another way to de-stress is to meditate, or to calm down your dysregulation or your emotional overwhelm, is to meditate. And so Qigong is one form of meditation. So that's one form of meditation, but you can always do I would consider yoga as a form of meditation, because it's like bringing your awareness into your body. And so that's important with emotions, because emotions are energies that you feel in your body too. So another thing that I would recommend is when you are feeling your emotions and things like that and they become overwhelming, try to focus on the physical sensations of them. Where do you feel your emotions? Is it in your heart center, in your chest, in your throat, in your stomach, in your hips, your legs? Where do you feel those? So it's important to kind of develop an awareness of where you feel the sensation in your body. And then you can kind of lean into that sensation, not when you are emotionally overwhelmed, but, at a comfortable point where when you are stabilized, you can lean into that and, use a breathing technique to kind of dissipate that emotion. So like, for example, if you were feeling sadness in your heart, in your chest area, you would describe that emotion, and you would or you would describe the feeling, the actual sensation, the feeling. What does it feel like? Does it feel like a tightness? Does it feel like a rubber ball? Does it feel like a spiky ball? Does it feel like whatever it feels like to you? Just, it's important to become aware of that, and then to breathe into that, to acknowledge it, to feel that, let it dissipate, let it, because basically when we feel a certain emotion in a certain part of our body, that means that it's not integrated with the rest of us. And so by sitting with it, by acknowledging it, by breathing into it, by letting it by just acknowledging it and becoming aware of that, we are integrating it. So we are acknowledging it within ourselves and integrating that emotion. And so when we do that, then that spiky ball in your chest begins releasing and begins dissipating, and eventually becomes part of the rest of you. And that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to integrate our emotions. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. So thank you for watching and all that, and yeah, leave a comment and we will talk to you later. Also, I have these services up here for my Patreon, patreon.com/GoBoTheShaman. You can sign up for my support groups. I'm doing, we do a support group every single week for an hour and a half, and it's only like 4 or 5 people, so it's really great. So you can sign up for that, and you can sign up for my individual coaching, individual mentoring, my energy work programs, things like that. And yeah, it's those energy work programs are a great way to kind of let your emotions have a place to kind of express themselves. The energy work practices that I do get the emotions integrated in a holistic way, working with energy, because emotions are energy. So yeah, anyway, guys, I will talk to you later. So you can join my support groups over at patreon.com/GoBoTheShaman. Alright, guys, we'll talk to you later. Take care. Peace.